Greninja is on a roll. That lap time is looking sharp, 0.3 seconds faster. They're definitely channeling their inner speed demon. Let's see if they can catch up to P3 and make it an even more thrilling chase. Keep those engines roaring. Hey yo Texum. Welcome back to the racing chaos. Buckle up, because things are about to get speedy and wild. Racing car dashing away, enjoy the ride. Aminisan has taken the lead, now in pole after successfully overtaking Jasak 72. Meanwhile, Greninja has climbed to P3, after passing both GXP and myself. There's a tight battle for power happening right now between Gate B, myself, Amy, and Ari Rafael. Gigas and I are piloting Spania GTA Spanos, while A. Rafael is behind the wheel of a Tommy Kyra Z2. The competition is fierce as we jostle for position. One serious guy in the Ferrari EFAU 130 Scuderia is currently holding off pressure from Bucazil and Maya in the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, both fighting for P11. Meanwhile, Captain Potato has successfully overtaken Deplorably Apple to move up to 15, creating an ongoing battle as they contest for that position. Captain Potato is in the Tommy Kyra ZT2, while Deplorably Paul is driving the Lamborghini 18 Austin, keeping the race dynamic and competitive. Party Popper, welcome back. Kamikaze 38. Great to have you zooming back into the chat. Ready to race against some AI speedsters? Let's hit the track. Check out Flag Sparkles. Yantakrabi has successfully moved up to 16, after overtaking Deplorable Apple. The maneuver was executed on the inside of turn 5, showcasing a strong acceleration out of the corner. Meanwhile, Deplorable Apple drops back to 17. The race continues with tight competition throughout the pack. Electric Murray has successfully advanced to P25 after overtaking both 7 and 27, and Est4 BZH.T. Meanwhile, there's a tight battle for P28 between Koki Binety and Killercraft24, both in Koenigsegg Seats vehicles, as Tenkamen 704, in the Aston Martin Vantage Amau, is closely trailing them. The competition remains intense as they jockey for position. Captain Potato has just moved up to P11 after a successful overtake on both Buccizzaro and Maya Tato. The battle for P11 is heating up, with Captain Potato in the Tommy Kairaz Ace 2, while Buccizzaro and Maya are in their Lamborghini Sian FKP37s, closely tailing him. Meanwhile, a fierce contest is unfolding in the back of the pack for P20. Nalga 77 and Fanya Shell Gaming, both in Koenigsegg seats cars, are locked in a struggle against Lord of the Jungle, who is piloting a Lamborghini Centenario. The dynamics between these three drivers are intense as they vie for position. Welcome back, Arayu Serial. Tangerine partying face, hope you're ready for some high-speed AI action. Let's race and have a blast. Racing car dashing away. Naga 77 currently holds the 20th position, closely followed by Funny Yeshel Gaming in the same Koenigsegg seat. Lord of the Jungle in the Lamborghini Centenario is applying pressure and trying to make a move on both drivers. In the battle for 24th, the gentleman in his Koenigsegg seats is locked in a tight contest with Electric Murray, who is driving the Lamborghini Sian FKP37. The positions remain unchanged for now, but both battles are heating up as they approach the next turn. The gentleman from Team No Name Racing in the Koenigsegg seats is currently holding off Sabina 27 and Seth Vaughan BTGA, who are both in the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. They are engaged in a close battle for P24. The Lamborghini has been attempting to overtake on the inside as they approach the hairpin, but the gentleman maintains his position by defending expertly on the outside line. Meanwhile, St. Vaughan BJ is looking for a way around but is unable to find any gaps. The race is heating up as they exit the corner, with the Koenigsegg still just ahead. As the race progresses, the gentleman in the Koenigsegg seats is currently battling for position with both Sabina 27 and Seth Vaughan BCH, who are driving a Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. The three cars are closely matched as they approach the hairpin turn. The gentleman takes a defensive line, while Sabinet 27 attempts an inside maneuver, but Est4BZJ uses the momentum on the outside to gain ground. As they exit the turn, Est4BZH has managed to pull ahead slightly, pushing into P24. The gentleman fights back, trying to reclaim the position as they head down the straight. Sabinet 27 is not far behind, looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes. Overtaking opportunities are becoming more frequent as the race continues, with all three drivers showing aggressive but calculated moves as they jockey for position. Bobardo is now in 5 after successfully overtaking Zagorta 2022. Digor 22 has advanced to 6, leaving Ayarafi in 7 after making their own move. The positioning continues to shift as drivers jockey for better spots on the track. The gentleman and Electric Murray are locked in a tight battle for 26th position. The gentleman in the Koenigsegg seats is currently holding off Electric Murray, who is piloting the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37, closely behind. Both drivers are pushing hard, with Electric Murray looking for an opportunity to overtake on the straights. The Koenigsegg's superior acceleration seems to be giving the gentleman an edge as they navigate through the turns, but Electric Murray is applying pressure and looking for a gap to make a move. This battle is intensifying as they approach the next hairpin turn. Captain Potato has successfully moved up to 7 after overtaking Bobardo on the inside line. This maneuver has tightened the competition in the midfield. Bobardo now sits in P8 as they head into the next turn. The race continues with tight pack racing among the drivers. Kokibinity and Tilecraft 24 have significantly reduced the gap to Electric Murray by 2.2 seconds. They are both utilizing a slipstream behind Electric Murray, which is enhancing their speed on the straightaways. The dynamic of the race is shifting as they approach the next turn, with Kokibinity looking more aggressive in their pursuit. Meanwhile, Electric Murray is defending well, but will need to maintain consistent lap times to fend off the advancing duo. Knalga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming are making significant progress, with the gap to Isioni 1212 now down to 7.6 seconds. Deplorably Apple has successfully moved up to 15 after overtaking Huggard 3 and Use John 7. Currently, there is a close battle for 15 among Deplorable Apple, driving a Lamborghini 18 Alston, and both Huggard 3 and Use John 7, who are in their Lamborghini Huracan Performantes. The competition is heating up as they jockey for position on the track. Katsishok and Sirairanbot in the Maserati MiG-12 are currently side by side, with Buchizero and Maya in the Lamborghini Sian FKP37 as they approach the final corner. Sirairanbot makes a move on the inside, gaining a slight advantage over Kazishok. Meanwhile, Buchizero pulls ahead, taking a wider line to maintain speed. As they enter the straight, Buchizero uses the power of the Lamborghini to surge ahead, overtaking both Maseratis. Katsishok and Sirairanbot appear to be battling for that P12 spot now, with Katsishok trying to regain lost ground. The gap between them is narrowing as they exit the corner, but it looks like Buchizero and Maya have successfully secured P11 for the moment. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as they head into the next lap. Katsishok and Sirairanbot have both advanced to Pen after successfully overtaking Duffdad and Violin Olive Garden. Meanwhile, Rizalti Ada has closed the gap on Wazirius Guy by 2.1 seconds, putting pressure on him. Issy 1212 is also making moves, reducing the distance to Lord of the Jungle by 2.3 seconds. The race dynamics are changing quickly as competitors push for better positions. Suzanne Greenberg and Nukembo Kim have successfully reduced the gap to Tankaminen 704 by 3 seconds. This indicates a potential overtaking opportunity as they gain momentum heading into the next turn. Meanwhile, the other racers maintain their positions, but the focus is clearly on this developing battle for position. Duffdad and Violin Olive Garden have successfully moved into Pen after overtaking Kazishok and Sirairanbot. Deplorably Apple has also gained a position, moving up to 14 by getting ahead of Rizaldi Adha. Folks, currently, Deplorably Apple and Rizaldi Adha are engaged in a close battle for that 14th position, highlighting the competitive nature of the race. One serious guy is currently in P13, closely followed by Deplorably Apple in 14. The Ferrari F130 Scuderia is maintaining a tight line as it navigates through the corners. Deplorably Apple in the Lamborghini 18 Alston is trying to find an opportunity to overtake. As they approach the next turn, one serious guy brakes late, holding his position. Deplorably Apple takes a wider line, looking for a cutback, but can't quite make it stick. They exit the turn still in the same positions, but the gap is narrowing as they head towards the next straight. Koki Benanati and Kylocraft 24 have been closely matched in their Koenigsegg seats, with both drivers exchanging positions several times. While they were busy competing against each other, Tankerman in 704 in the Aston Martin Vantage, Amma has taken advantage of their battle. Tankerman in 704 executed a precise maneuver, overtaking Koki Benati on the inside of the turn, and moving up to P26. Now, Koki Benanati is attempting to reclaim their position, but Kylocraft 24 is right on their tail, making it a tight contest among the three. The dynamics among these cars are heating up as they approach the next corner. True, they just don't seem to have the same magic on the track. It's like they need a little caffeine boost or something. Hot beverage, what do you think, guys? Do some cars just have off days? Greninja is now just 2.1 seconds behind Jasak 72, making significant gains as they approach a tight corner. Katishuk and Sir Ironbot have successfully moved up to Palavin, having overtaken both Bookie Zero and Maya in a well-timed maneuver. Meanwhile, Rizaldi Adha, from Team Quark Express, has advanced to 14, by surpassing Wazirius Guy, showcasing solid racecraft. The dynamics are shifting rapidly as positions change throughout the grid. AI Raphael has successfully moved up to 6 after a clean overtake on Saiga 22. Meanwhile, Iamtha Krabi has made strides into 17. Overtaking Dustjazik. The race continues to evolve with these shifts in position. Yeah, the Alston does sound like a beast on paper, but sometimes those stats don't translate to real-life performance. It's so true about the CN too. Hybrid power is impressive. Bass. Woof, tears of joy. And you gotta love those classic cars like the Reventons stealing the spotlight. But let's not deny that the driving skill plays a huge role here, especially on tricky tracks like Long Beach. Good luck to everyone out there. Racing car dashing. Away. bringing Yep is now just 2.2 seconds behind Jess at 72, steadily closing the gap. Captain Potato is also making moves, reducing the distance to Gex and Amy by 2 seconds. Meanwhile, deplorably Apple has made an impressive climb to P12, after overtaking both Bojazero and Maya Datdaya. Nauga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming, both in Koenigsegg Seats models, are locked in a close battle for the 21st position. They are side by side, exchanging positions as they navigate through the corners. Okioki Thread, in a Lamborghini S18 Austin, is just behind them, looking for an opportunity to capitalize on any mistakes. Knalga 77 makes a slight move to the inside, pushing ahead of Funya Shell Gaming as they approach the next turn. Okioki 3 is gaining ground, closing a gap as they enter the straightaway. This three-car battle remains intense as they jostle for position. Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes has dropped back significantly, now in 17th place after losing 11 positions. A disappointing turn for him, as he's struggling to maintain pace. Meanwhile, Irafi is also facing challenges, having fallen 12 spots to 19th. In contrast, Bobardo has made an impressive move, advancing to 6th place after successfully overtaking Cydric. The race dynamics are shifting as drivers push their limits and fight for crucial positions. Saya 22 from Team Vanguard is currently in pursuit of Grenin Jeb, reducing the gap by 2:30 seconds. This indicates a strong pace from Zyga 22 as they work to catch up. Meanwhile, in the midfield, we have Carbox executing a clean overtake on Speed Racer 88, moving up into 5th position. The dynamics are shifting as these AI-driven cars jockey for position on the track. Suzanne Greenberg and Nukem Bochum have successfully advanced to P26, executing a clean overtake on Koki Boninity and Kilocraft 24. The maneuver demonstrated solid strategic positioning as they navigated through the field. The race continues to intensify as these drivers make their move. One serious guy in the Ferrari FR 130 Scuderia is currently engaged in a tight battle for P13 with Dustjazik, who is behind the wheel of the Lamborghini Sion FKP37. They are closely matched and the tension is palpable as they jockey for position. Further back in the pack, Tenka Mainin 704 has made significant progress, moving up to P27 after successfully overtaking both Suzanne Greenberg and Nanu Kumbokum. The race dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. Okayoki has just executed a remarkable maneuver, overtaking 4 cars to secure position. 16. Following closely, Rafael also capitalizes on the chaos, overtaking 4 cars to claim position. 17. Meanwhile, Knalga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming are not far behind, each making strides as they overtake 4 cars to settle into position. 18. The competition is tightening as these drivers gain momentum. Katsushok and Sir Ironbot have significantly reduced the distance to Amundsen, now just 50.8 seconds behind. Captain Potato is also making impressive strides, overtaking 7 vehicles to secure pate. The race dynamics are shifting as these competitors push to gain ground on the leaders. Katsushok and Sir Ironbot continue their pursuit of Amundsen, staying close in this crucial moment. DX Banani are off to a sensational start, battling it out for the lead side by side. Jazak 72 is cruising in third, keeping a sharp eye on those two. Sogodu 22 is not far behind, looking to capitalize on any mistakes. It's a tight race right from the get-go. Captain Potato has successfully maneuvered into 6 after overtaking with Sirius Guy. About 10. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 has gained ground, moving up to pate by passing Am the Krabby. Now, we have an ongoing battle for pate between Issy 1212 in a Porsche Carrera GT and Iam the Krabby in a Radical Straight. The tension is palpable as both cars jockey for position. Keep an eye on this duel as they navigate the track. Okayoki 3 from Team Racing Potatoes is currently holding the P23 position in the Lamborghini Satin Alston. Sabine 27 and Sestufon BAJ, both piloting the Lamborghini Cyan FKP37, are closely tailing Okayoki 3, creating an intense battle for that position. There's minimal separation between the 3 cars as they navigate through the track. Sabina 27 is looking to make a move on the inside, while Sensborn BJ is maintaining a defensive line behind. The race dynamics are heating up as they approach the next turn. This could be a key moment for an overtake. Jasak72 has taken the lead, now in pole after overtaking Gix then myself. Rizaldi Ada has advanced to P19, moving past both Kokibaninity and Kilocraft24. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle is gaining ground on Kokibaninity and Kilocraft24, reducing the gap by 230 seconds. Kazishok and Sirainbad currently lead the race, but Gigax and Amy are gaining momentum, reducing the gap significantly by 17.8 seconds. Captain Potato is also making progress, moving closer to Gigax and Amy, though the gap remains at 52.4 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as the race continues to unfold. Zydrak has advanced to P13 after successfully overtaking the Gentleman. Meanwhile, the Gentleman has also made a move, climbing to 14 by passing both Duff Dad and Violin Olive Garden. As a result, Duff Dad and Violin Olive Garden now occupy 15 after overtaking Deplorably Apple. Knaga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming are currently engaged in a tight battle for P12, both piloting Koenigsegg Seats models. Zayrek in a Lamborghini Sian FKP 37 is closely trailing them, intensifying the competition. In the meantime, Rizaldi Adaha has successfully moved up to P18 after overtaking Issy 1212. Additionally, Sabine 27 and Stast 4 and B Stage have made gains as well, advancing to P22 by overtaking Tenkaminen 704. Knaga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming have significantly closed the gap on Bobardo by 2.1 seconds, creating a tighter race for position. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 and Cest 4 and BHA are also making strides, reducing their distance to Kokibaninity and Kolacraft 24 by 2.9 seconds. In another competitive move, Electric Murray is catching up to Huggard 3 and the Hughes John 7, narrowing the gap by 2.2 seconds. Hey Apex! Welcome back to the racetrack. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. Checkered flag automobile dashing away. Giesp and Amy have successfully moved into P3 after a clean overtake on Jasak 72. Meanwhile, Duffdead and Viola-Garden have advanced to P13, overtaking both Nalga 77 and Funyashal Gaming in a swift maneuver. Additionally, Deplorably Apple has gained position, now at 15, having outpaced the Gentleman. Greninjeb has successfully moved into 6th, overtaking Wazirius Guy. The battle for this position was intense as Greninjeb, driving the Lamborghini Huracan Perf, managed to outmaneuver the Ferrari E4 130 Scuderia of Wazirius Guy. They were closely matched, but Greninjeb's strategy allowed for a clean overtake. The dynamics between the two cars showcased the strengths of the Huracan in acceleration and handling compared to the Scuderia's cornering prowess. The Gentleman is currently in pursuit, reducing the gap to Naga 77 and Funyashal Gaming by 2.2 seconds. Meanwhile, AC1212 has made a notable advancement, moving up to P18 after successfully overtaking Vizaldi Adha. The race dynamics are shifting as positions change and drivers push for better placements. Sigata 22 has successfully moved into P8 after an overtake on Antha Krabi. The maneuver looked clean, as Zigo 22 utilized the inside line heading into the first chicane. Antha Krabi is now in P9, trying to regain lost ground. Deplorably Apple has advanced to P12, after successfully overtaking Cedric. Meanwhile, Butcherzero and Maya are closing in on the Gentleman, reducing the gap by 2 seconds. In the battle for P21, Koki Beninity and Kylocraft 24, in their Koenigsegg seats, are engaged in a close fight with 7er27 and ST4 and BJ, who are driving a Lamborghini Sai FKPP 37. The Gentleman in the Koenigsegg seats is currently holding off pressure from both Butcherzero and Maya, who are driving the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. They are engaged in a tight battle for position 16. The Gentleman is defending well, utilizing the car's speed on the straights, while Butcherzero is looking for an opportunity to overtake on the inside. Maya is also trying to find a gap, closely tailing Butcherzero. The trio is maintaining a close formation as they navigate the circuit, with no clear overtakes yet, but the tension is building. Cedric has just made a significant move, overtaking 4 cars to secure P9. Meanwhile, one serious guy is facing difficulties, falling back 9 positions to now sit in P18. Additionally, Amphikrabi is also struggling, having dropped 9 positions to P19. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as the drivers battle for position. Welcome back, Camelot 15. Party Popper, it's great to have you join us for some high-speed AI action. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. Automobile dashing away. Grinningjep has successfully moved into 5 after overtaking Zygo 22. Zygo 22, in response, has advanced to 6, bypassing Aerofale. Meanwhile, Aerofale has also gained ground, moving into 7 by overtaking both Kazishuk and Sirarambo. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Cedric is currently gaining on Kazishuk and Siraranbot, reducing the gap by 4.7 seconds. The gentleman has successfully overtaken Rizaldia Adha, advancing his position to 15. Aerofale is now just 3.1 seconds behind Zygo 22 after a solid lap, showing significant pace. Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, Turbotum has executed a successful overtake on Speedster 99, moving into 5th place. Up front, leader Techmaster continues to maintain a steady lead of approximately 5 seconds over second place Zygo 22. The dynamics are shifting as the race progresses. Haha, sounds like you're playing with fire there, Eamon-son. Crossed eye fingers, 2 stoppers could definitely spring a surprise on you. Just gotta hope they don't have enough time to catch up. Lord of the Jungle is now just 3.6 seconds behind the gentleman, rapidly closing that gap. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg and Nukem Bochum are also making progress, reducing their distance to Tankamen in 7 hole by 3 seconds. Additionally, Anonymous Ninity 3 has made a notable move up to position 28, successfully overtaking Babardo from Team Blast. Lord of the Jungle has successfully moved into 16, executing a clean overtake on the gentleman. Meanwhile, the gentleman drops back to 17 as the race continues to unfold. The AI-driven dynamics are showing signs of competitiveness in the midfield. ISI 1212. In the Porsche Carrera GT is locked in a fierce battle with Rizaldi Adha in the Lamborghini C10 Alston for P13. They are closely matched, with each driver attempting to find an edge in the corners. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle has gained momentum, moving up to 15 after successfully overtaking Nalga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming. The positioning is tight as the race dynamics continue to shift. Gegext has managed to close the gap on Amundsen by 2.1 seconds, now trailing closely behind. The AI-driven cars are maintaining a steady pace as they navigate through the upcoming turns. Meanwhile, we see an intense battle for position further back in the pack, with car 42 attempting to overtake car 17 on the inside. The maneuver is successful, and car 42 moves ahead, gaining a crucial position. The top three cars remain in a tight formation, with no significant changes in their standings. The gentleman has successfully advanced to 16th position, after overtaking Wazirius Guy. Meanwhile, Koki Beninity and Kylo Craft 24 have both gained ground, moving up to 20th by getting past Nalga 77 and Funny Ashel Gaming. In a separate battle, Suzanne Greenberg and Nukambakem are closing in on Tankamina 704, reducing the gap to 2.7 seconds. Currently, Gigax and Amy are locked in a tight battle for P2 in their Spaniard ETT Spano, with Captain Potato closely trailing in the Tommy Kairos S2. The intensity of the fight for second place is palpable as they navigate through the corners. Rizaldi Adha has successfully moved up to P13 after overtaking ISI 1212, who is now positioned in 14. ISI, driving the Porsche Carrera GT, is engaged in a fierce competition with Lord of the Jungle, who is piloting a Lamborghini Centenario. Both drivers are pushing their limits as they race for position. The dynamics of the race are shifting rapidly as these competitors jostle for places on the track. Zyga 22 is now in 5 after successfully overtaking both Kazashuk and Sirironbot. Hatzashuk and Sirironbot are currently in 6, having made their way past Captain Potato. Cydric has gained ground as well, moving up to Pate by overtaking Duff Dead and Vile Olive Garden. Electric Murray has significantly closed the gap to the gentleman, now just 51.7 seconds behind. Rizaldi Adar has made progress, moving up to P12 after overtaking Airafil from Team Blast. In addition, Sabina 27 and Est4 and BSH have both advanced to 17, successfully overtaking Yamtha Krabi. The race dynamic continues to shift with these overtakes. Knall, Gas77 and Funny Shell Gaming are currently in P22 after successfully overtaking the Gentleman. Meanwhile, the Gentleman has also made a move, advancing to P23 by overtaking both Kokubinity and Kilocraft24. The positions are shifting as the race progresses. Electric Murray from Team Corp Express has made significant progress, closing the gap to Kokubinity and Kilocraft24 by 51.1 seconds. The competition is tightening as Electric Murray accelerates, gaining ground on the two drivers ahead. Kokubinity and Kilocraft24 will need to increase their pace to maintain their positions as Electric Murray continues to push forward. Electric Murray is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Kokubinity and Kilocraft24 by 2 seconds. This could indicate a possible overtaking opportunity in the near future if she maintains this pace. Meanwhile, Kokubinity and Kilocraft24 are still holding their positions but will need to defend against Electric Murray's advance. The dynamics are shifting as we approach the next segment of the track. Kokubinity and Kilocraft24 are closely matched in their Koenigsegg seats, with Kokubinity currently holding the inside line as they approach the first turn. Electric Murray, in the Lamborghini Sian FKP37, is right behind, looking for an opportunity to overtake. As they enter the corner, Kokubinity manages to fend off Kilocraft24's attempt to pass, maintaining position at P24. Electric Murray takes a wider line, trying to gain momentum. Exiting the turn, Electric Murray accelerates hard, now alongside Kilocraft24. The two cars are side by side heading into the next straight. Kokubinanity pulls ahead slightly, but Electrocremy slips past Kylocraft 24, moving up to challenge Kokubinanity for the position. Now it's a tight three-way battle for P24, with all three drivers showcasing excellent skill and strategy as they navigate the course. Wujitero and Maya has significantly closed the gap on Duffdad and Viola Olive Garden, reducing it by 11 seconds. Green and Yeb is also gaining on Jazak 72, cutting down their lead by 4.4 seconds. Meanwhile, Captain Potato is making strides towards Kazashuk and Serarimbot, closing in by 2.6 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers increase their pace. Winzerius Guy has made significant progress, overtaking 4 cars to secure position 13. Meanwhile, Iantha Krabi is also on the move, gaining ground and overtaking 4 cars to claim position 14. Over in the front, Issy 1212 is steadily closing in on Rizaldi Ada from Team Cork Express, reducing the gap by 2.4 seconds. Huli 3 and Uyujon 7 have now advanced to P18, after successfully overtaking Okayoki 3 from Team Racing Potatoes. Meanwhile, Kanoga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming have climbed to P20 by overtaking the Gentleman. In response, the Gentleman has made a move to reclaim P21, overtaking both Sabina 27 and ST4 and BS Startchat. The positions are shifting rapidly as the drivers jostle for better placement. Kokubinanity and Kylocraft 24 are making significant progress, narrowing the gap to just Jazik by 47.6 seconds. Meanwhile, Zygo 22 from Team Vanguard has advanced to P3, after successfully overtaking Aminsantot Dadatul. In addition, Kazashuk and Sirarimbot have both climbed to 5, surpassing Grenajeb in the process. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race continues. Suzanne Greenberg and Nukembokem are aggressively pursuing Electrocremy from Team Quark Express, reducing the gap by 53.4 seconds. Irafael has successfully moved into 8th place after overtaking Issy 1212. Meanwhile, Issy 1212 has also made a move, advancing to 9th by passing Rizaldi Ada. The race dynamics are shifting quickly as positions continue to change. Duffdad and Violin Olive Garden have successfully moved up to P13, after executing a clean overtake on deplorable Leopold. Meanwhile, Cedric has made progress as well, advancing to 15 by overtaking Rizaldi Adha. The race is showing some competitive spirit in these mid-pack positions. Koki and Kylo Craft 24, in their Koenigsegg seats, are closely drafting behind Tankoman in 704, who is in the Aston Martin Vantage AMR. As they approach a sharp turn, Koki makes a daring move on the inside, overtaking Kylo Craft 24, and gaining ground on Tankoman 74. Now, Koki is right on the tail of Tankoman 704, looking for an opportunity to overtake. Meanwhile, Kylo Craft 24 is regrouping, trying to set up for another attack. They exit the turn side by side, but it looks like Koki Beninity has secured the inside line as they head into the next straight. The battle for P24 is heating up, with all three cars still very much in contention. Aminzant is now 2.2 seconds behind Jasak 72, tightening the competition for the lead. Katsushuk and Sirambot have successfully overtaken Captain Potato, moving into Pfau, while Captain Potato has also made a move to regain 5, overtaking Greninja. The dynamics are shifting quickly as positions change. Winziri Sky is currently in pursuit of Zygo 22, significantly reducing the gap by 52.9 seconds. This puts Winziri Sky in a strong position to challenge for the lead soon. Meanwhile, Zygo 22 will need to defend as Winziri Sky gains momentum. The race dynamics are tightening up as we approach the next lap. Rafael from Team Blast has successfully overtaken Greninja, moving up to 6. The maneuver was executed on the inside line at turn 3, showcasing precise timing and speed. Meanwhile, the leader remains steady at the front, with the gap to P2 increasing slightly. Up ahead, 4 and 5 are engaged in a tight battle, exchanging positions. Aminan from Team Nafgum Kings has reduced the gap to Jasak 72 to 2.3 seconds as they approach the midpoint of the race. Meanwhile, we see Car 45 making a successful overtake on Car 12, moving up into 5th place. The top 4 remain unchanged, but the battle for 5th is heating up with Aminsan closely tailing Car 12. The tire wear is starting to show as some cars are beginning to adjust their strategies. Kokibininity and Kelocraft 24, in the Koenigsegg seats, are closely battling for position against Tenkamin 7H4, who is in the Aston Martin Vantage Aimer. The three cars are approaching a tight corner, with Kokibininity making a daring move on the inside of Kelocraft 24. They're side by side as they exit the turn, but Tenkamin 704 is gaining speed on the outside. As they reach the straight, Tenkamin 704 pulls ahead slightly, utilizing the power of the Aston Martin's engine. Kokibininity maintains pressure on Kelocraft 24, attempting to retake the position. They are neck and neck heading into the next corner, with all three drivers displaying impressive control and strategy. This dynamic battle for P24 continues to develop as they approach the next series of turns. Car number 18, Lord of the Jungle, has successfully overtaken the gentleman, moving up to position 18. The maneuver looked clean with a well-timed acceleration on the inside line. Meanwhile, the gentleman drops back to P19 as they navigate the tight corners. The race continues to be competitive in the mid-pack. Captain Pateo has significantly closed the gap to Kazashuk and Sir Ironbot by 2.33 seconds, indicating a strong push for position. Meanwhile, Kanaga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming are engaged in a tight battle for 17th place, both piloting the Koenigsegg Seats, while Lord of the Jungle, in a Lamborghini Centenario, is making his move in that pack as well. The dynamics in that section of the race are heating up with all three drivers vying for advantageous positions. Currently, Jasak 72 has taken the lead and is now in pole after successfully overtaking both Geeksp and Amy. Cyber 22 has made a notable advancement to Pate by overtaking Was Serious Guy. In response, One Serious Guy has also gained ground, moving up to P9 after overtaking Issy 1212. The race dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change. Cedric is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Isiona 1212 by 5.8 seconds. Katsushuk and Sir Ironbot have successfully moved up to P3, executing an overtake on both Geekthi and Amy. Meanwhile, Captain Potato is narrowing the distance to Gagsby and Amy, closing in by 2.5 seconds. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting as these drivers jockey for position. Captain Potato is gaining on Gagsby and Amy, reducing the gap by 2.1 seconds. This brings Captain Potato's position closer to them as they navigate through the tight turns of the circuit. Gagsby and Amy are maintaining their pace, but the pressure is on as Captain Potato accelerates down the straight. Overtaking opportunities may arise soon if this trend continues. Reningeb is now just 2.1 seconds behind Rafael, steadily gaining ground. Meanwhile, Sabine 27 and Sestforn BJ have successfully moved up to P18 after overtaking Naga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming. The battle for P18 is heating up with Sabine 27 and Sestforn BJ in a Lamborghini Sion, FKP 37, and Naga 77 and Funya Shell Gaming in a Koenigsegg. The competition is fierce as they jockey for position. Suzanne Greenberg has successfully reduced the gap to 10,704, now trailing by 57.1 seconds. Nukenbokum is also in close pursuit, maintaining pace alongside Greenberg. The dynamics between these three drivers are intensifying as they work to close in on the leader. Meanwhile, the rest of the field is several seconds behind, with notable distance separating them from this battle for position. Katsishok has moved into P2 after a successful overtake on Amundsen, who is now in P3. Rafael continues to close the gap on Gagsby and Amy, reducing the distance by 9.30 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as positions are changing rapidly. Kasishuk and Sararanbot have experienced difficulties, dropping back to 13th position. Captain Potato has made a significant move, advancing to 3rd place after overtaking both Gagsby and Amy. Meanwhile, Gagsby and Amy have successfully moved up to 4th place by overtaking Rafael. Rafael has significantly reduced the gap to Jasak 72, now trailing by just 54.4 seconds. The pace is increasing as ARFL accelerates, looking to make a move soon. Meanwhile, we see several cars jockeying for position in the midfield, with car number 5 attempting to overtake car number 8 on the inside. Car number 5 is gaining ground but faces resistance as they head into the next turn. In the back, car number 10 is making a push to catch up to the pack, while car number 3 maintains a steady pace, keeping an eye on potential overtakes ahead. The race is intensifying as positions shuffle in the middle of the grid. Gagex and Amy have successfully moved into P2 after overtaking Jasak72, who has dropped to P3. Jasak72 is now in a battle for position, having just overtaken Captain Potato, who falls back to Pfoa. Meanwhile, Kazashuk and Sear Ironbot are gaining on Issy 1212, reducing the gap by 2.7 seconds, indicating a potential challenge ahead. The dynamics are shifting as positions fluctuate. Woon Serious Guy has successfully overtaken ARFA and has moved into Seven. This marks a significant advancement in their position as they push further up the field. The pace is intensifying as the mid-pack battles begin to heat up. Cydric is making significant progress, reducing the gap to ARFAL by 3.5 seconds. The pace difference is notable as Cydric's car seems to be handling better in the corners. Meanwhile, up front, there's a tight battle for the lead with 3 cars within half a second of each other. The AI is calculating optimal lines and braking points to try and gain an advantage. Position changes could happen at any moment as they approach the next turn. Renijeb is now just 2.1 seconds behind Jasak72, making significant progress in the chase. Meanwhile, Amthakrabi has successfully overtaken Waziria's Guy, advancing to P7 in the process. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Buchizero and Maya are making significant progress, reducing their gap to Rizaldi Adha by 2.1 seconds. They are now positioned just behind him, indicating a potential overtaking opportunity in the coming laps. The dynamics between these 3 cars are tightening as they approach a crucial section of the track. Amthakrabi is now in 6th, after successfully overtaking Captain Potato on the inside line at turn 4. This move has improved Amthakrabi's position significantly, while Captain Potato drops to 7. The battle for mid-pack positions is intensifying as other cars are closely following. Iamthacrabi has successfully moved into 7 after overtaking with Sirius Guy. Meanwhile, Rizaldiadha advanced to P13, getting past Issy 1212. In a notable development, Watches Aero and Maya are closing in on Kazushuk and Sir Ironbot, reducing the gap by 2.9 seconds. The race is intensifying as these positions shift. Hey, Benjamina Murray. Welcome back to the race. We missed your cheering skills. Let's see if your favorite AI driver can take the wheel today. Checkered flag party popper. When Sirius Guy in the Ferrari F130 Scuderia is currently battling with the Pora Blepel, who is in the Lamborghini Site Alston for 8th position. They are closely matched with Sirius Guy attempting to make an inside move on a tight corner. The Pora Blepel is holding firm and defending well, maintaining the racing line. The gap between them is fluctuating as they navigate through the next few turns. When Sirius Guy is looking for opportunities to overtake, while Deplorable is countering every attempt. This battle is getting intense as they approach the straightaway. Anonymous Ninity 3 has significantly closed the gap on both Suzanne Greenberg and Newcomb Buckham, now trailing by only 490.3 seconds. Meanwhile, Zygo 22 is making a move on Greninjib, reducing that distance by 3.1 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as competitors adjust their strategies. Rizaldiada has significantly closed the gap to Cedric, now reduced to 3.7 seconds. Meanwhile, behind them, Lila Tran is maintaining a steady pace. 5 seconds back, but looking poised for an overtake if the opportunity arises. Up front, Cedric seems to be struggling with tire wear, which could open the door for Rizaldi to make a move soon. The dynamics between these three are heating up as the race progresses. Hey someone! Welcome back to the stream. Party popper, we missed you. Grab a virtual snack and enjoy the AI race car zooming by. Automobile dashing away. Iamthacrabi and Aerofail are currently in a tight battle for Pate. Iamthacrabi is in the radical straight, maintaining pressure on Aerofail's Tommy Kairazis 2 as they navigate through the corners. The gap is minimal, and both drivers are showing impressive handling. Meanwhile, Sirius Guy driving the Ferrari F130 Scuderia is locked in a three-way battle for Penwood Duffdad and Violamov Garden. both in the Lamborghini Sian FKP37. The trio is closely matched, with one serious guy trying to find a way past, but Duff Dad and Viola Nolifgarden defend well. The race dynamics are heating up as they approach the next sector. Woonzerius from No Name Racing has encountered issues and dropped back to P22, losing 9 positions. Meanwhile, Greninja is making a strong push, reducing the gap to Jasak 72 by 3.8 seconds. Zydrek from Life for Speed is also on the move, closing in on both Duff Dad and Violin Olivegarden, cutting their lead by 2.3 seconds. Okeoki 3 is gaining on Huggers 3 and Ujjan 7, closing the gap significantly. Rizaldi Adha has successfully overtaken Sidrek to move into Pen. Issy 1212 has made a notable advancement to 13 after passing both Bushizero and Maya Datai. Duff Dad and Violin Olivegarden are gaining ground on Sabina 27 and Stay 4 and BSJ, reducing the time gap by 17.4 seconds. Jasak 72 is also making a move, cutting down the distance to Gexpan Amy by 2.3 seconds. In the meantime, Lord of the Jungle has advanced to 13th place, successfully overtaking both Sabina 27 and Sesti 4 Bisic Chup. Wichizero and Maya are currently holding the first and second positions, but Sabini 27 and Setfo and Biza J are making significant progress, reducing the gap between them by 11.5 seconds. Okeoki 3 has advanced to P21 after successfully overtaking Just Jazik from Team S1s. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions continue to evolve. Kokibinity and Kylocraft 24 have made significant progress, reducing the gap to Just Jazik by 6.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Kadishok and Sirainbot are also gaining on Rizaldi Adha, with a reduction of 2.1 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these teams push hard on the track. Yamthikrabi has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Deplorableeple by 7.4 seconds. Meanwhile, GigXB and Amy are closing in on Aminsan, cutting the distance by 3.1 seconds. The dynamics of the race are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Currently, Jasak 72 has gained a position, and is now in P2, after overtaking Amundsen. Meanwhile, Saigo 22 has made significant progress and moved up to Power, having successfully overtaken Groningen. The competition for Power is intense, with Zygo 22 in a Lane 7 battling against Groningen in a Lamborghini Huracan Perf. The two are closely matched, maintaining a tight racing dynamic as they navigate the track. Rafael is making significant progress, narrowing the gap to Groningen by 45.8 seconds. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg and Nukambo Kame are also gaining ground on Electric Murray, closing in by 53 seconds. The competitive dynamics are intensifying as both pairs of cars push towards their targets. Right? If only we had a magic button for that. But hey, every second counts in racing. Katsishok and Sirarenbot have successfully moved into Pate after an overtake on Issy 1212. Issy 1212 responded swiftly, climbing to P9 by overtaking Lord of the Jungle from Team No Name Racing. Meanwhile, Lord of the Jungle has also advanced to Pen by getting past Deplorably Apple. The positions are shifting rapidly as the race dynamics evolve. Cedric has successfully moved into 15 after an overtake on the Amthakrabi. Meanwhile, Butchizero and Maya have both advanced to P18 by overtaking Hugo 3 and used Jim 7. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Katsishok and Sirarenbot have successfully closed the gap to Groningen by 2 seconds, now in a strong position to challenge for the lead from Team Also No Name Racing. Meanwhile, Just Jazik has made an impressive move, advancing to P20 after overtaking Hugod 3 and EU's John 7, showcasing solid racing skills. The dynamics are shifting as positions continue to change on the track. Koki Beninity and Kylo Craft 24 are gaining ground on Hugod 3 and EU's John 7, reducing the gap by 6.5 seconds. Cedric has successfully moved into 14 after overtaking Amthakrabi. Meanwhile, Amthakrabi has countered and advanced to 15 by overtaking Rizaldi Ada. The race is tightening up as positions shift. Tenkamen 704 is rapidly closing in on Okayoki 3, with the gap now down to 13.4 seconds. In the battle for 12th position, Nauga 77 and Funyash Gaming, both driving a Koenigsegg seats, are competing closely with Duff Date and Violonova Garden, who are in a Lamborghini Cyan FKP 37. The race remains competitive as these four cars jockey for position. Ayervail is now in 5 after successfully overtaking Zygo 22 from Team Vanguard. Moving down the field, Duffdad and Violinolivgarden have made notable gains, both advancing to P12 by passing Nolga 77 and Funyashell Gaming. The race continues to see dynamic changes in positions as drivers push their limits. Katsishok and Sir Ironbot are now just 50.1 seconds behind Zygoto 22, significantly closing the gap. Meanwhile, deplorably Apple is also making progress, reducing the distance to Ishioni 1212 by 3 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these competitors increase their pace. Duffdad and Violinolivgarden have successfully moved up to P11 after overtaking the Gentleman. This maneuver was executed with precision as they took advantage of a slight opening in the corner. The battle for positions continues to intensify as the cars jostle for better placements on the track. Knallgas 77 and Funyashell Gaming are closely matched in their Koenigsegg seats, maintaining a tight formation as they approach Sidrek, who is driving the Lamborghini Sian FKP 37. As they enter the final corner, Knallgas 77 makes a move on Funyashell Gaming, attempting to overtake. Meanwhile, Sidrek is holding a defensive line, trying to fend off both drivers. Knallgas 77 successfully pulls ahead of Funyashell Gaming, squeezing past on the inside. Sidrek responds by accelerating out of the corner, trying to maintain his position but can't shake off the advancing Koenigsegg. The three drivers remain neck and neck as they head down the straight, with Knallgas 77 now in P13, followed closely by Sidrek in 14 and Funyashell Gaming in 15. The battle for position continues to heat up. Aminson said, "Hey Lee, dag on your victory today. Thanks so much. Party popper, it was a wild ride. Can't wait for the next race. How did your car do?" One serious guy said, "Hey Amy, you won."